Nice.
This is Zorin OS, yes. This is in a VMware it's in. Now, did come with Brave, normal Brave, but I installed Brave nightly simply because it's lighter on resources, plus it's not snapd like the version you've got here in Zorin OS. It just works, and works beautifully. Now, what I was searching for here was Plank Reloaded. Now, Wayland is not all that. Even with Wayland installed, you've still got to go back to X11 or Xorg display server in order to get Plank to work properly. Don't ask me why. I will find out a little bit more about it later. I think there must be a way, there must be a workaround somewhere along the line in getting Plank to work with Wayland out of the bag. Now, obviously, I'm new to this Wayland gig, you know, I'm just new to it, and I know it's in a virtual machine, yeah, but it's not on real hardware. No, but it's a good representation of what to expect on real hardware. I've pimped the hell out of this, hence why I'm getting Plank Reloaded on down to my own liking, and also I do that anyway. Have things the way that I want them and not how the devs want you to use it. This is Gnome, for goodness sake, you know, there's not a lot you can do on Gnome. There isn't, unless you're installing loads of extensions. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to install extensions in order to get a piece of bloody software to run. I installed GDebi, it doesn't come out of the bag. I've also got Synaptic in on here as well. But unfortunately, you just cannot use Plank inside of Wayland, unfortunately. So I do eventually, I delete it from here. And then what I do, I get rid of everything that's on in the taskbar there, switch the taskbar off and put the panel on up the top, and then we get Plank on in finally, but I have to log out and then go into X11 session in order to get it running, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, really. It ain't all there yet. Wayland isn't. I don't think so anyway. I mean, this is Zorin 18.1. This is their point release of 24.04 of Ubuntu 24.04. That's what it's based on. It's okay, I guess, but there's not a lot that you can do. Yeah, I mean, I even extended the size of the panel, you know, the thickness of it, and I'm still not happy because even on the other side is not the same thickness. Do you get what I mean? It's not come up the same. Those icons should be the same size as those over there of my normal apps, but they're not. Don't know why. So I get rid of these. I unpin them, get rid of. It's a very slow process, I'm afraid, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning Gnome, if you like. I know my way around it. Don't get me wrong. It's Linux, for God's sake. You end up with them all being the same in the end because the file system is exactly the same, depending on what you are installing. If you're using Gentoo, of course, that's a completely different kettle of fish altogether. But what I'm saying is, you get to know your way around Linux in the end, no matter what environment you're in. Majority of the stuff is all stored the same. Taskbar settings. I'm trying to find how to switch off the taskbar, if you like. Trying to switch that off from bringing up my once I get Plank going, because files and that are still coming on up and that, so I'm trying to think of a way of how to get rid of them, because it's completely different on here. This isn't your normal run-of-the-mill Gnome. These have got different appearances. You've got Zorin appearance, for instance. I had a look at Zorin OS 18.1 Lite, which is based on Xfce. The problem I'm finding with it is that their Zorin appearance is interrupting, causing the normal behavior of Xfce to go haywire. In other words, the settings in Xfce do not work properly. For the life of me, I cannot work out why. Even when I log out and go on into an Xfce session only, they've added a bit too much to that, I think. What they need to do is to go on back to how they had it back in 1604. It was fantastic because it was Xfce. That's what I think they need to do with their light version. So instead of doing it's not exactly a review, this is just me trying to figure myself out around this system. So when I click on home now, what I was trying to do, I don't know why I closed it off again, but I do go back on into there to see whether or not it's coming up at the top. So I think I'll click on home again. Yeah, click on home again. It doesn't come up, so that's brilliant. That's what I want. Okay, so now I go on into accessories to boot up Plank Reloaded, and of course it doesn't come up because I'm in a Wayland session. But how stupid is that? So Wayland isn't all there yet. I'm going to have a look online a little bit later to see if I can get Plank Reloaded inside a Wayland session. There's got to be a way around it because it's Wayland that's stopping me from going to any other OS. Having to keep on logging out whenever there's a piece of software that I want to use or install and then going back to Xorg. What's the point in having Wayland if it's still broken, if it doesn't cater for everything? But there's got to be a way around it now, surely. There's got to be something on out there. Surely after all this flipping time, there's got to be something, isn't there? I've got the cube going as well. So now when I go into Plank, it comes up. There we go. There it is. So I do kind of get it to my liking. I like it transparent. I do like Plank. It works in a Gnome setting in Cinnamon, but it doesn't work in Xfce. It works in Xfce, but you'll find that when you muck around inside your panel, you'll end up with it getting loaded up into Plank because it thinks that it is an application. And that bug's been there since 2016, and to this day there hasn't been. I mean, there's a workaround. You just switch off inside of settings. Where are we here? Being behavior anyway. You just switch off stuff that hasn't been added to the dock. You just switch that off, and there is a way around it. But I wouldn't want to use it in Xfce anyway because I love my Xfce for dock-like taskbar. I like that too much. So here I'm just setting up the icon zoom here. There we go. Then we go on down to transparent, which looks so much better to me. I think that really does look so much better. Not too much of an icon zoom on there, and they're the right size now, whereas when I had them up in the actual dock itself and the taskbar, it didn't look right. When I opened up that, I thought, well, where is it then? Oh, right, so it's opened up in the center. I'll get rid of that. It's their image viewer. I also got rid of Gnome text editor because that's just rubbish in my view. I'd rather have Linux Mint Z, so I installed that as a deb file, of course. Installed that as well. Yeah, it seems to be working okay now. Don't know why I went on there, but hey ho, just making sure that everything's working. I think maybe I didn't search for anything, so I don't know what that was about. I'm just in my own little dreamland. There's no voice over this video. I just recorded me doing this. Taskbar settings, well, we go back on into here for some reason. I'm not sure as to why I would want to come back on in here. Oh, yeah, I was mucking around with that, it looks like. I was trying to bring that on down. Bring on down to 48. I guess that... No. When all that's just stupid, going all the way down like that. Oh, well, let's just stick it at 48 then. And I think that's what I do. Or do I try it a little bit smaller? Because both sides seem to go on down the same size. Yeah, it is a strange one, that really is. Next thing, I don't know why I'm opening up Brave. I really don't. I'm not searching for anything. I don't know. My own little dream world, thinking ahead, maybe. What's next then? What am I doing next? I think what I do next is I install Papyrus. What I was originally going to do was change the terminal icon around to my icon, because that isn't my icon. That's not my default. My one is beveled slightly, so I was going to go around to that, but then I thought, hang on, I haven't got proper arrows inside of Nemo there. So I thought, well, let's fix that. And so I went into documents, went into my Linux notes, went on down to Papyrus's PPA and put that in. Also, when you go in as root with Wayland, if you're adding stuff to say, I don't know, your own theme or whatever, when you go in as root, it complains that it cannot read the other window. So what the hell's going on? I've even set Nemo as default, even though I've still got Nautilus on here because I've done that all wrong, completely wrong. What I should have done was get rid of Nautilus, and then it would have automatically, whilst getting rid of Nautilus, Zorin then goes off and installs Nemo for you. I forgot all about that. So here we are, we're just adding the PPA here. I've also got my terminal alias commands in as well. I've got Nala installed. Absolutely love Nala. It's quick. It goes off and does it. It just goes off and finds everything. Nala, fantastic. You need that on an Ubuntu-based system. You really do. That was a full upgrade, something to do with G-streamers and whatever. I have got Ubuntu restricted extras in as well, because you do need it if you're going to watch videos or whatever. Unfortunately, they cannot get them installed onto the actual ISO because of licensing. So you can't have those codecs. But what you can do is install them after you've installed your OS, which is good, which has been like that for years and years and years. There we are. It takes a while for Papyrus to come on in. Now, I do make the mistake of trying to install ePapyrus as well. My icon theme, Sardi Ghost, actually reads off of Papyrus because in a sense it's the same sort of family as Papyrus, which is why I install the ePapyrus, because when you highlight, or you notice it more in Xfce anyway, in the appearance settings in there, when you highlight Sardi Ghost that I'm using there, you'll also see ePapyrus and Papyrus icon highlighted as well. Yeah, I forgot to put icon theme in, so there, icon theme, there we go, and then it goes off. These Papyrus icon theme has not been updated since the 1st of the 2nd, 2025. I don't know what they're doing over there. I guess it's still running. I guess the Papyrus team are still making them. They just haven't upgraded them in a while. Well, for a year. Nearly a year anyway, come this May. Come the 1st of the 5th. Here I'm going into applications because I'm going to change around my terminal. So, works fine here in an X11, but you try it in a Wayland zone, it just says no, cannot, do not, it hasn't been mounted. That's what it's saying. Cannot mount the other window, so you cannot go on in. So I don't know what it is with Brave, but every time you install it, it always puts 2 up. I don't know why. So you've got 2 lots of Brave. You've got 2 bin files of Brave as well. You've got it's strange. Which one's it going to run with? You know, it's like, don't understand it. Anyway, we go to properties here, we go to term, and I just change it around. You'll see my one, that's my one there. I push select and it's changed down there inside of Plank, which is nice. Then we've got panel preferences as well, which I change into my own theme. What I've done is beveled a majority of my apps inside of Sardi, so you know, it just, I don't know, just makes it a bit more fuller when you're seeing it on screen. So they're all beveled. Anyway, now we've got that on out the way. What else is there to show you? Not a lot really. Preferences. I'm going into preferences here. Context menus. This is what I love about Nemo. Nemo is written off as being the next Nautilus, but it's got more options inside of it. It really has. It's amazing tool. I've spoken about it before. I wouldn't be without it. I can change my backgrounds around. These are the backgrounds that I made them up ages ago. We've got a white one as well. If I just clear that on off, there we go. It's all right, does the job. Preview we can have at 32, but I've also got a code so that if you're higher than 64 gig, if you've got a file higher than that, it'll show the thumbnails properly, which is fantastic. There in Nemo's a G setting command and it just works. They don't look too bad, does it? It's all right. Don't know what I'm doing there. I don't know what I'm looking at. But anyway, I think that is that, I believe. No? And we've got terminal. Unnamed. Here is the 617.022. That's the kernel that we're using on here. Linux Zorin 18.1. It's meant to be, but it's still 18 though, isn't it? The other thing that I couldn't get on in was my own fonts for like the titles of Windows and what have you. Couldn't work that out. Don't know how to do that. Maybe someone can tell me. I'll probably have to install something or other. And we've got Cube as well, which is great. You know, if you've got the power to do so. It's much zippier than their last one. I think so. It's really good. Looks like I'm opening up all sorts of windows here. I think I'll just go over to the next one. There we go. And we can go back and back again. It's nice. It's a nice like flip. It's just like using Cinnamon in a sense. Apart from in Cinnamon, you've got a bit more clout. I think, anyway. This is Gnome, though. This is Gnome land, with a bit of a difference to it, I believe. Hello, we're going into preferences. I think we're going to go into auto hide. Yep, auto hide. There we go. Lovely jubbly. There it is down there. Just works straight on out of the bag in X11 anyway. But like I say, I'm going to look up on it. Absolutely brilliant. Don't know what we're doing there now. What are we doing up there? Anything? No, don't know. Yeah, but if you've got something open that shows the desktop, there we go. Then you just hit that again and it comes on up. I've got that as well. It's like I was saying, I don't know. Now we're going back into the menu. I can't remember what on earth I was doing. I was in my own little cuckoo land, if you like. But I still would like to know why Plank doesn't work in Wayland. Zorin appearance, here we go. Theme. There's the shell. That's my theme, which is actually Orkis, but I just renamed it to that. And then when I upgrade that particular theme, I just upgrade it inside of my theme. That's what I do anyway. And yeah, I just called it that for quickness, you know, even though it's actually Orkis, but I'm not distributing it, so they can't do me for it. Really, there's no copyright thing going on with it. Tray icons in panel. I don't know what that was. I've switched them off. Don't know what that is. Anyway, am I about to leave now? Surely. I think it's about 28 minutes this video goes on for, something like that. But I'm having a good look round. I can't for the life of me work out how the hell to get... I want that, yeah. I want the, like I have in Xfce. I've got Defunct, which is a nice thick font, and I want it up in the title bar here in Gnome. I was just, you know, surely there's a word, see, Defunct. But that is for document text. So that's no good, is it? For documents, it wouldn't be any good because it'd be too thick and nasty. And we got the layout as well, but I just stuck with the default layout, if you like. Shame you can't add your own layout to that so that it saves it. But there you go. Instead of you having to keep on tweaking it all the time, it would be nice if you could save it in case you do make the mistake of going on into one. And I'm so used to that being down there. I'm thinking about tweaking the hell out of this and maybe get Xfce panels on it instead of with the Gnome on the back end and with Xfce panels in. Really am thinking about it, and so it switches off like Xfce and whatever. It must be pretty easy to do. I've done it in the past with Ubuntu, for instance, and I've done it with Cinnamon as well. Actually swapped the whole thing on over to Xfce. So I'm thinking about doing that with this, and then we'll see where we are with that Zorin appearance and see how many crashes I get and whatever. Obviously would have to just be in as a X11, obviously, because that's what Xfce is. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is either. I'm not sure what all this is. Tray icons. Icon size. I was trying to get them on up. Didn't want to know. Up to 96. Is that what's in there in the taskbar? What is it? What is that for? Compact mode? What is it? What's it all about? Because I thought it's what was in the taskbar, but obviously not. Desaturation and brightness. Contrast. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know what that is either. It's adding your own custom icons. It's like, right, okay. Tray horizontal alignment is on the right, but it hasn't come up any bigger, has it? It's just experimentation, that's all. But that is what I'm thinking about doing, is getting Xfce in on here. So hopefully be able to take away a majority of the Gnome stuff altogether and just go back to Xfce. So I have Xfce panels on there. I'm not going to be installing the whole of Xfce, but just have the environment installed on top of Gnome. So I would have to do some bit of tinkering. So I would like to see if I could make a better Xfce than the one that they've got, because it's interrupting with everything. Thank you very much for watching. That is it from me. Bye for now.
Nice.